paper bitch. What's up, man? Hey guys, paper bitch, paper bitch. I don't like that actually. I know you guys think it's fun, but I don't like it.
Welcome to the Dead Mom Club.
Well, Mom dead.
It's super exclusive.
Yay.
As long as we don't talk about...
Well, Mom dead.
Yes. So,
No, that is between us. We are not discussing that ever again.
You're the only one talking about it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
What
we are here with Johnnie Sprinkle.
What up?
Hello. Thanks for
Welcome to
having
the,
me, guys.
yeah.
This is quite a drive. You live in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I kind of dig it. Like I feel like we should go cow tipping.
Oh,
Have you done that?
No, but they do come out there. They rotate this field between like cotton and peanuts and cows.
It's good for the environment.
So,
Yeah.
welcome to the Dead Mom Club. So Johnny, is your mom dead?
She's not dead.
Okay.
In fact, she was
Episode
16.
over.
Oh, don't cut
Yeah.
me off. I could kill her or something. If this matters to be on the podcast, you don't know how hard it is to get on this podcast. Like I will do it.
Yeah. Well,
So tell
that
us
used to be a prerequisite, but we dropped the prerequisite because we didn't want any legal ramifications
Well, I'm glad of
from
that.
requiring the dead mother before you could be on.
Yeah. We didn't want to do the paperwork.
Yeah.
So,
Freaking lawyers.
So to our listeners who don't know you, like, tell them about you, because we know you. You know what I mean? So who is Johnnie Sprinkle?
Well, I mean, the truth is, it's a fake name.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, that's a funny story. If I could tell you that story,
Go ahead.
a little bit. And I've never done this in stand-up, and one day I will. I just haven't yet. But I was in the Army, and like in the very beginning of the Iraq War, I'm a helicopter pilot. I fly Black Hawks, and I
Sound like you said Black
listen,
Hawks.
I said Black Hawks.
Yeah.
You got to be very
clear.
careful with that because people imagine something totally different. Like, oh, Black Hawks.
Oh, like
yeah,
that.
Yeah, that's it.
I
That's
didn't know. Well, we're no. I'm just fucking
No,
with
but
you.
I'm on night duty. Like it's like a QRF 911 duty, and
Yeah.
all we're doing is waiting for something
Duty.
important to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm reading the newspaper. It's like I've been there for months, and hadn't seen a newspaper. We didn't have internet. We didn't have phone. It was 2003, 2004, whatever it was. But I'm
Bro, that
looking
wasn't that long ago. Like,
It wasn't that long. It was 20 fucking years ago. I
yeah,
am
the
an old
internet
dude
was
now.
a thing in 2000.
No, it was, but we just didn't have it in Iraq. We didn't have it.
Damn.
So I'm reading this newspaper that's like 2 months old because I hadn't seen one. Now, the crew chiefs, these are like 18, 19-year-old dudes. They're all in there with me. It's a room like this. It's like a shed. Like,
Yeah.
It's not very big. And they're like, hey, Mr. Moore, what'd you do before you joined the Army? I didn't have a plan. I wasn't, like, trying to be funny.
Yeah.
I just said, I don't like to talk about it. I only wanted to read the paper. So we're on this duty for like 12, 14 days. And finally, like one night, they're like, come on, what'd you do? And I put down the paper and I'm like, listen, I don't like to talk about it.
Yeah.
My wife, I was married at the time, my wife doesn't even know. And so suddenly it's all nefarious and they think it's a big deal. Well, what is it? Well, I was in the adult film industry. Like, bullshit, you were not. I'm like, listen, it's not like you think.
Yeah. You're a camera guy.
No, I wish that would be a legitimate job.
Right.
No, I
No,
told
you're right. It's not bad.
It was completely faked. Like, I didn't have a plan. But I'm like, no. No, I had to do seriously morbidly obese women. Like, that's what you do. Like, if you're a guy, like, they'll get any dude that can do it. Like, women make the money. If you're a dude, you want to screw the hot chicks. You have to work your way up, and you're going to do what we tell you to do. So I'm screwing these very morbidly obese, and they're pumping me for information. Yeah, what was your
Pumping
name?
you for information.
Jesus, I'm with Beavis and Butthead right now.
Yeah, pretty
Alabama style. I love
Pretty
it.
much, yeah.
And you're pumping them for clout.
Yeah. So,
To raise the ladder, so to speak, of
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat style.
the good news is they didn't have the internet to back up my story.
Yeah.
So I was like, no.
Except you had to start with Goro.
Yeah, I had a 3-picture deal, and I did one
And
picture.
you just told him that your porn name was Johnnie Sprinkle?
Well, that's what they were saying. Like, what was your name? Like, and I knew from the 70s there was a porn star named Annie Sprinkle, a female.
Oh.
And so I just said Johnnie Sprinkle because they're like 18. They didn't know porn stars from the
Yeah.
1970s.
There was no internet.
Exactly. There was no internet where I was at the time. And so, they're pumping me like, what was the name of the
still no
picture?
internet there.
There's still no. Yeah, it's a fucking third world country.
They're
It's like
just now
awful.
getting VHS copies of American Pie.
I'm selling all my VHS
The big
tapes over there.
green.
Purple Rain is a big fucking hit right now. Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They love this.
For real?
No, it's a joke.
That's so good one. I'm fucking
Sorry. But long story short, I made up all these details, and then the first sergeant, who's a senior enlisted guy, they're between me and him, and he's looking at me like, what the fuck are you saying? But he doesn't say anything, and he walks out.
Yeah.
Now, they had just asked me, like, what company did you work for? I said, well, I work for a company called Dark Brothers. and it's an actual foreign company. It really is. And when the
That's
first
not
sergeant
surprising.
yeah, Dark Brothers. So when he walks by, they're like, First Sergeant, you ever heard of a company called Dark Brothers? And he's like, yeah, listen, you guys stay the hell away from that, and walks out. So I had instant credibility right away. But the funny thing was, like, why did you ever stop that job? I'm like, you don't understand. I would go to clubs. Like, I had a 3-picture deal. I had to do the first one. The other 2 were their option. I did the first one. And sales went through the roof, and they thought it had something to do with me. It didn't, but they thought it had something to do with. But I would go to clubs, and all these fat chicks were like, Johnnie Sprinkle. And
That sounds like a fucking rap. Johnnie Sprinkle.
fucking the fat chicks, yeah.
Wait, is this real?
This actually happened.
Because I feel like you're telling me a story.
No, this actually happened. I got
How does
people that
one
will
even-
back this up.
So you were in one, or did you?
No,
do one?
I said I was in one,
All right.
and then they had the option. Because of the sales for the first one went through the roof, they made the other 2 mandatory.
Were you really into porn?
No, this was all fucking made up.
Oh, that's
no,
what Justin
I
was
wasn't
asking you.
informed.
He was like, "Is this real?"
Oh, that's what you were asking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
I
Sorry,
thought
I
you were
misunderstood.
telling us that you were literally in a porn.
I wish that I was, because
Oh.
that would be much cooler.
Am I
Instead,
just
this is
that
all
fudded?
fake.
I would be very. I have intrusive thoughts, so I would just have to Google you, like, and watch the shit. You know?
He would.
Yeah, but if you Google Johnnie Sprinkle now, you'll just see photo and video stuff that I do for other people. Like,
So you just did audio porn? You didn't
Yeah,
do-
I wish.
You didn't do photo
I heard
and
you talking
video.
about that. What is that? AMSR? Like, yeah, that would be fun. We should do that.
Oh.
I know you've already done it, but you haven't done it with me.
No, Spudley has a very good moan,
Yeah.
a convincing moan.
Wow.
So which episode's your favorite?
Probably that one.
The one with Spud, where we did the moans?
I do like Spud, but I like Spud anyway because he's just funny in his own way.
Yeah.
You gotta know the guy. If you just meet him, like, you will, most likely, like, people might not like him at first, but I'm like, hey, meet him again.
That was me the first time. I mean, I didn't dislike him, but it didn't
Yeah,
leave
you're
an impression
indifferent.
or whatever.
Right.
I'm probably like that with people too, because I don't talk to very much when I'm in like the green room somewhere.
Before I knew Spud personally, I admired the fact that he wanted to be coachable.
Jesus Christ! I just hope
far
you
as-
talk about Johnnie Sprinkle as much as you talk about Spud on your podcast when this is all over. You
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
In the coming weeks.
So we've
Yeah,
got to have
for sure.
So we asked Spud this, like, what percentage of you is gay?
Of me is gay?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you. If I was going to be gay, I would be all out gay. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not a guy who's going to go halfway. Like, that's just not
So
me.
you don't ever look at the dick when it's going into the vagina on the porn?
You wouldn't half-ass it?
I do look at it. It's not that I drool.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
you.
There's a difference.
There's
like,
a
you're like,
Ron
wow.
White bit about
like, you
that.
can appreciate that. Like, damn, that's pretty good. That's why. Listen,
pretty
I don't
good.
know why we celebrate this. They're
Yeah.
like LeBron James. That's a fucking freak of society. We don't need that.
Thank
why are
you.
we paying them more money? This is not
Yeah,
great.
exactly.
We're the people, not him.
That's
Not
right.
John fucking Holmes or whoever's,
Peter North.
Peter North. I'm showing my age now. But yes, not those guys.
I don't even know how I know that name. Probably from fucking.
either.
Oh, I think it's
Someone
Bert
told me.
Kreischer. No, Bert Kreischer talks about him all the time. He's like, "Oh, my favorite porn star is definitely a woman. I mean, a man, or whatever." And it's like, what? Anyway,
So,
so 0.
Yeah,
I hear
zero.
you.
I say zero. I just love women too much. Like I'm telling you, like I admitted even erroneously that I fucked really morbidly obese fat women.
Yeah.
So like I clearly I love women.
But
I'm
I
not
thought
gonna.
that was for the bit.
It was for the bit, but the reality is I probably would rather fuck a morbidly obese woman than a black black dude, a white dude. Stop.
Don't worry.
You guys are like putting way too much emphasis on my Freudian slip.
Blah, floss, flipping. We'll take care of
Too
that.
much gin. Too much gin and tangerine mango. Like, come on.
yeah.
That
The cops are like, man, you sure are healthy drinking that water stuff.
that's what I hope in Midland City or
Both mom dead.
wherever the hell we are. Like,
Don't be doxing us like that, Johnny.
Yeah. Hey, listen, they're
It's fine.
they're in a high-rise building in Midland City right now, and if you want to know what it is, like I'm in the third floor and I'm looking out. It looks to me to be like nope. It's a cow factory over there. I think they're in the dairy products.
Yeah.
Dairy
No,
products.
We're in the room that they shot Kennedy from.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah.
So another question affiliated with sexuality.
Oh, God.
Is where
Why do I get these questions?
I don't know.
I'm an average, and you
'Cause
know
Corey's
this from my
gay.
stand-up. I am an average straight white male.
Yeah.
Like I am like average in every way, even anatomically.
Yeah.
I am average. Yes.
So speaking about sexuality, what's your political views?
Oh,
Which-
shit.
oh,
I got
Dude,
piss.
that's a hardcore question. You can't leave now.
Oh, dude.
No, he cannot leave now. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for him to come back because I want him to hear this. What? All right. If you give me any topic, I will expand upon that because here's my problem with that question. I've lived in the Pacific Northwest, and they thought you're the biggest freaking conservative ever. And then I've lived here in South Alabama, where they're like, you're the biggest fucking libtard ever. Yeah, give him the mic. You hear him? Okay, go ahead. Let it out, buddy. Let it all out. You're good.
Justin's taking a shit.
Sometimes a good piss is better than that. You know this. And the older I get, the more I appreciate pisses, by the way.
Dude, they're so good.
Yeah, exactly. So it doesn't matter where I live, they hate me.
I think Justin just fell across the house or the barn or whatever.
He scraped across the whole side and all the way back around.
I just heard.
We're on the third floor. That was like a long fall for this guy.
So all right.
Sprinkle
said he wanted you to hear this about him in politics.
Said I was sprinkling on the barn.
He was sprinkling. I saw him sprinkling from the third floor. I could look down and I could still see it. So he's pretty well endowed, and I appreciate this guy for being that open about it.
I'm so open about that. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying, politically speaking, like I've lived
Sure.
in Washington State, and they've like, oh, you're the biggest conservative ever.
Yeah.
I've lived here, and they're like, you're the biggest libtard ever.
Yeah.
So basically what I've surmised is that I'm a moderate, and that no matter where I go, everybody fucking hates me. And I'm okay with that. Because I don't care who you sleep with, who you fuck, what you smoke. You can have guns. I don't care about it. I'm very liberal and everything's social.
Yeah.
Some people are like, oh, libertarian. But I got in so much trouble for voting for Gary Johnson over Trump that people are like, oh, you voted for that guy Johnson? Oh, you're a Johnson lover. You're a fucking like shaking
Johnson
like you're
lover.
jacking off. You're a Johnson lover.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know,
I
it's
voted for
still
him
better
too.
than the alternatives.
I voted for him too because I wanted to see the third party open up on the ballot.
Me too, and
That was
I
my
would
biggest
tell all
thing.
my
And
friends, I'm
because I
like,
was
listen,
like-
you know Trump is going to win Alabama at the
Well,
time.
so-
So
I
let's
always
just
say
throw a
that
vote
shit.
to this
I have
other
to
party,
fight
you
with-
know?
So, to touch on what you said, so like I didn't vote for Trump either time, and then but
Well, we're going to get into this because this leads to his introduction to me at Jay's. At some point, we're coming back to this, Corey.
Well, no, I didn't watch, or I didn't vote for Trump either time. But I've told everybody if he runs as a straight independent party in 2024,
Yep.
like I'll probably vote for him just to
Help an
again,
independent cause.
well, to fucking
I'm down
get
with
the,
that.
to get the two sides back to where they need to be instead of bullshitting. all the
Because you
time.
know what, and it's true, and that's what's so crazy about being in the two extremes, Washington State, Alabama, and both people thinking you're extreme. The fact is, they're extreme. I'm very in the middle. And the truth is,
That's right.
politically speaking, and we don't do this much in our comedy about politics, but the truth is this. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. Dude, they've ran in the opposite direction so far that we're not even we're not even the same ballpark. But we got to change the subject because nobody wants to hear this shit.
Well,
they already know this.
Yeah, they're so.
Or maybe they do and I'm wrong.
Well, so what are your
You're
thoughts
the
on the
host.
Bud Light can?
So listen, I love Kid Rock. I do. I love Kid Rock. No, I do. And I'm like right now because I'm in Alabama. When I'm in Washington, I identify as a conservative. When DC or Washington State. When I'm in Alabama, I identify as a liberal. But the
so
reason
you're
why
a
I do that,
contrarian.
I am a contrarian, but not just for that reason. Like here's
Dan,
the
Johnny,
thing.
you put the cunt in contrarian.
Damn.
Damn, I feel like that was written and posted on the wall, just waiting for someone like me. Like he has had that in his sights for a while. But here's my opinion about this: Alabama, for example, and I have done commercials for the Democratic Party of Alabama. I'm like not kidding. Like I used to work for Tabitha Eisner, who ran for Congress right now, which Barry Moore out of Enterprise currently holds that seat. But in
You were a
2018,
diversity hire.
Huh? No, she was a white girl.
No, you were a diversity
I
hire.
know. No, she would have been the diversity hire.
They needed a guy who looked like you to be. You know what I mean?
They do.
Johnny said no.
'cause
She
if
was
you
a white.
look at me with
Or
my
me.
beard.
I mean, yeah, you
people
got-
automatically assume I'm a Trump supporter just because of my beard.
That
my
is fucking
demeanor.
weird.
I look like a biker.
What is that?
What
What is that?
What is my
Is it
beard?
because you look like most of the people from January
No,
6th?
I will tell you why my beard is.
I'm not shitting on you, dude. I'm fucking with you.
22 years in the Army. I was 17 when I joined, and they made me scrape my face even when I couldn't even grow a beard.
Oh, fuck.
So you
that.
get annoyed with that.
I hate shaving. It
I do
hurts.
too,
Physically
dude.
fucking hurts
Well,
to
you
do
know,
it.
I've had this for like 10 years. Like, I'm ready to trim it off. The problem is I do acting, and I got headshots, and I got all these things. And so if I
With
do
the
that, it's
beard.
a big deal.
Yeah.
And I got a photo shoot that I got to do coming up. So until that happens, I got to leave the beard.
Hey, big boy. Are you getting tired of listening to
Pussy-ass comedy that doesn't go far enough! Join the
Dead Mom Club.
Patreon for as little as $1 to get access to podcasts, sick comedy, and gay hot dog recipes! But wait, there's more! Weekly free episodes on Spotify and YouTube! Bonus episodes drop on Patreon! Patreon Early Access! Patreon!
Visit patreon.com/deadmomclub.
Well,
And that's okay.
So tell us about the acting side of it, because I just know you through comedy.
Dude, you can find me like I've been in this film. You can find me on IMDb.
Hell yeah.
My real name, Alan, A-L-A-N, Moore, X1X. You can find my IMDb page. You can see all the films I've been in. I was in a film that's...
Hold on.
I thought it was on
You're
Netflix.
the
at first.
19th?
I am the 19th. I'm really not, but like Alan Moore, spelled the same way, A-L-A-N. He's a comic book writer out of England.
Yeah.
So people look at it, he's got a beard, and they're like,
Legendary.
that looks like him. Like, that is not me, dude. I wish I wrote League of Extraordinary Men.
You could
like, I
probably
wish I
just go
did.
to cons and just be like,
I'm Alan Moore.
yeah, just show up and show them your driver's
And that
license.
dude that
20
wrote
bucks.
the
20 bucks, you want a signature.
and
I'll
the
do a
dude-
photo for 50.
Wow, what was the fucking Game of Thrones actor?
No, listen.
Or writer.
Writer.
Yeah.
He could con as the Game of Thrones.
George R.R. Martin.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That was
Look
his-
at me.
No.
I feel like, and that's what this next photo shoot I'm doing is about. I'm going to do a Viking. I've been a pirate. I've done all these things in theater and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I get mad because I'm like, I should have been on Game of Thrones. The way I look,
Or Vikings or something.
Vikings.
Yeah.
You look like Kyle's
Son's-
dad. That's so. Look at him. Just look at him right quick. That's so fucking weird.
Sons of Anarchy. I could have been on any of these shows, but
Yeah.
they just don't recognize.
I know a guy that can get you in some Atlanta shit.
But let me throw in that one more political thing before we move on.
Okay.
So I told you I work for the Democratic Party sometimes in Alabama. And sometimes you're right. I'm a contrarian. That's
Yeah.
true. Because when I was in Washington, and it doesn't matter to me which state I live in, the problem is this. Anytime one party, whether in California it's the Democrats or Washington, it doesn't matter. Here in Alabama, it happens to be that Republicans are in charge.
Yeah, I get the sentiment that what you're
But-
because you're so moderate, you're trying to even it out.
Well, but
so to
from
speak.
governor all the way down, like in every level of government in Alabama, it's
Yeah.
a Republican. So then I say to you, and I say to anyone listening, if fucking Republican policies are so goddamn great, why are we last in fucking everything? Because they've had the run of the country for decades.
Yeah.
So don't tell me that your conservative policies are that great. And I know you're looking at me like, oh, that's good stuff because we're going to use that shit. But like,
I'm
that's
just like,
how
what
I
the
feel.
fuck are we talking about right
Yeah, I know,
now?
because this is supposed to be a comedy show, and this bastard's going all fucking hardcore. Sorry, guys.
You're the
We
second
can
person to
change-
say that so far.
Am
on
I
the
really?
pod. Yeah.
Who else said it? I didn't hear the other one. Who else said it? I want to know. Who's my friend out there?
Ross. we had a whole
Oh,
episode.
I love Ross.
Yeah, no. It was
We
a
do.
joke.
I wish I
'cause-
could grow hair like it. Like come on, dude.
Yeah, I
Look
know.
at me.
I have a bit, but it's not a bit. I lost my hair when I was 17. I shit you not.
And that shit was curly.
I
Yeah,
had
I
hair
had
till I
some-
had
I had
daughters.
hair.
You probably had gorgeous hair, didn't you?
It was all right. It was a little greasy.
Corey, stop.
Because I've known him since then. So like,
He's known me since middle school.
yeah.
Well, how was that? Like, you guys, like, in middle school, like, because I have friends from middle school that I probably wouldn't talk to nowadays. But you guys have stood the test of time. That
Not
means
really.
You got into
Yeah, I was about-
and I've heard some of your comedy, some of your stand-up, which is true. Some
Yeah.
of that shit's true. Like,
Oh yeah, no, the bomb threat thing is 100% true. That is
Yeah.
like.
do you ever feel like you shouldn't say that? Like, do you ever like, oh my God, I don't know. Like, did I just, like, make people not like me? Because there's so many shootings, and I know that's not you.
Yeah.
But, like, there's shitheads out there.
Yeah, so I think maybe the past show that we did, at Harlow's probably wasn't the place to place that joke or whatever.
I don't know. I thought we had a good show collectively.
No,
I
yeah,
really did.
no, I'm saying that show, that crowd.
It was great. You did great, buddy.
So I wanted to tell a joke that night. I did, and I didn't do it. And maybe I'll do it the next time I get the chance. But I wanted to tell a joke about being first up.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to say was like, it's like being the leadoff batter. They expect a lot of you. You got a high percentage of doing well.
Yeah.
But no one thinks you're going to hit a fucking home run. So,
Yeah.
because, I mean, come on.
And
That's
if you're
going
to be the last
So
one,
it-
make sure there's not an event starting 1 minute later.
But I want to talk to you because I know that you were in the prime spot that night, which I loved your set. I
Thanks.
do. Like, it's funny. Like, your
I'm
shit is
surprised you
funny.
could hear it.
Yeah. That's
Well,
kind of-
Everybody
here's
was
the thing.
laughing, or everybody was talking.
And I know this isn't your event, and maybe if you want to edit, cut right now. But,
Well,
like,
Bud Tibbet.
yeah, whatever your code word is. But I did go to
It's
Panama
Dead Mom
City
Club
last
backwards.
Thursday. I wish you would go with me, Corey. I wish you guys would go with me. Because let me tell you, we've done open mics other places around here. Other places. and-
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, we've been to other places.
Yeah.
Here's the difference.
Wait, what did I
We're
miss?
supportive of each other because we're friends and we can talk and all that.
Yeah.
No, not other. You can't ask that. Like,
No,
on
I
the
wasn't looking. So
Edit,
you,
like,
he was
cut. Like,
oh yeah, we're good.
he was name dropping.
I was not. He was. I would.
You were name dropping when
didn't
you were
say
like,
name. I was
"There's
like-
an open mic night."
I did. Blah, blah, blah. You don't know what I said.
That's why I was laughing. I don't know what you said because I
There's
can't
like
pronounce
50 of them in the sprawling metropolis of Enterprise, and you know that.
50 open mics.
50. I know you don't know that because you only go to your own events, quote unquote.
Well,
That is an interesting point that you bring up because Justin and I had a conversation about that earlier.
No, I didn't mean that. You go to other stuff. I don't.
Right?
mean it
No.
like
But
that.
it is interesting that you say
well,
that.
I just
so
only know about the social, but I guess
No, the social's been good. Like they've
Yeah.
been good to me. That's the first place I went up.
right. But that's
Yeah,
the
I like
only
that.
one I know about in Enterprise is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I went
open
in
mics.
Panama City.
Oh.
I went to St. Andrews with the library, LIE library.
yeah, I saw. Yeah.
And I want to say this: like the experience was good because when we go to places around here, it's great. We are friends, Spud, like all these guys that we hang out with all the time. We can all talk, and
Yeah.
Jason, like everybody, we can talk and make each other better, which is another entire subject about what you've tasked me to do. thank you, Corey. That's a major freaking task about the workshop. We'll talk about that later.
I was like, bro, what the fuck?
But in Panama City, like there were people coming from a long way, Mobile, like Atlanta.
Yeah.
And so we maybe had 30 people. Maybe.
Well, I mean, come on, man. It was spring break.
No. These were mostly like 90% were comedians. And what was good about it is I met people and I was telling them about you and that how they should. We could use a couple people here and there to come up here and check, flesh out things and make things look good. So I met some good people, and what was great about it is the immediate feedback. Man, they took my joke and they're like, "Hey, this is what you said, but if you said this," and they twisted it. And at first because my ego, like, well, I've been doing this, like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But you know what? Once I drove home and I thought about it, I'm like, you know what? They're right. Like that would make the joke so much stronger. And it just took me stepping back. And so
we
that's
go
the
over
kind
that.
of feedback.
Justin and I bounce shit off of each other like that a lot.
Yeah. But I think the whole group here in the Wiregrass, we do that. Like we'll talk to I don't get offended, but the trouble is when you hear from outsiders, like complete outsiders, it is a whole different perspective. Like we're brothers. Like I don't want to upset or like bring you down, or you don't want to do that to me. Yeah. But when you don't know the guy, it's different.
It's like Caroline from the show.
Yes.
Well, she's the reason that I was able to formulate
the reason why you love faggots.
Yeah,
I love faggots, and after hearing that, I'm just saying, maybe I am liberal. Maybe I am.
I was thinking about you're talking about the British food.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Like,
Take
it how you will.
She actually, we did an episode with her, which is probably going to drop after yours, just for different reasons.
Security reasons.
But she talks about it on there first, and it shocked us, like, because we were like, "What the fuck?" She was like going into that whole bit, and I think it kind of became her wanting to do it that night because it killed with us.
Yeah.
So
that you got to admit though, that crowd that we entertained that night was entirely different than any other crowd we've been to.
Yeah, it was a drunk crowd.
I think about
for sure.
Jay's. Can we go to Jay's? Because I want to rag on Corey.
Hopefully, never again.
Just a little bit. So my liberal leanings, and I get the call. I think it's from Corey. He's like, "Hey, we think your comedy will work well there," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's awesome." I was impressed. I was happy to be a part of it. And I show up, and as soon as I open the door, there, like a huge fucking wall-sized poster says "Fuck Joe Biden." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" Okay, so don't tell those jokes. Like, so immediately,
and the 40-foot Confederate flag.
And I'm revamping my set as I walk in.
Yeah.
And this is the first time that we've been. You and I, like the three of us at least, have been together. Like we've done one other thing,
right?
But like I'm like, okay, that's cool. And so Corey blesses me and says, "Oh, you can be in the last spot," only because Jason L didn't show up. Love the guy. He just didn't show up that night, so I get the honored spot. Which, as we know now in this world, it's not always the best because when people get annoyed, they just leave. And so it's so hard. It's not that they get annoyed.
You did body slam the Grinch at that show, so.
Oh my God, that guy was annoying the fuck out of me.
Wait, you body slammed him?
Not really. I wanted to. I was willing to.
The Grinch was butt fucking him while he was doing his set, and he turned around and was like, "Get out of here!" Like,
oh wow!
Fucking pushed him and.
All right. No, people only hear this. They don't know what, like, he wasn't literally butt fucking me. But he was trying. He was trying. I felt sexually molested. # me too. I use that now, and I got good right.
Redundant sexually molested. How else can you get molested?
I felt a bit molested sexually.
So, let me tell you, buddy, because Corey's introducing me. Don't go there?
No, I'm telling Justin.
I was going to... that way.
Oh, okay.
No, you do your thing.
All right.
So Corey's introducing me, and I'm not going to give away his joke, okay, like completely. But it was Christmas time. It was Christmas time, and they had these Christmas lights around the stage.
Yeah.
And Corey is making this joke about
Pride Night.
About Pride Night.
Yeah.
Among all these people, like, remember when I said we walked in and it was like, "Fuck Joe Biden." And then behind me while I'm on stage is a Trump 2020, even though this is 2022 and Trump's not even in the picture. Trump 2020 is behind me. So Corey's getting ready to introduce me, and he's talking about the gay pride lights and how happy he was or whatever to see that they were so open. And then he goes into this dark story about something he did with an old man in a small room. And I loved the joke. It just wasn't the right place. But he was like,
It's funny.
like, it is funny. He's funny as fuck. But ultimately, the punchline was that he ended up voting for Joe Biden. That was his, quote, coming out moment. But all these Trump guys are looking at him like fucking crickets in their eyes. Listen, we all bombed. Let's be honest. We all bombed that night. Am I wrong? Who did well?
No, you're not
No
wrong.
one
It
did
was
well
shitty.
because they wanted karaoke.
You asked me, you were like, do you think these motherfuckers know what OnlyFans is? And I was like, no.
And you were right, Corey, because my whole OnlyFans set was just totally like, they don't even know what that is.
You stop the music and some guy's like, what the fuck? It was rough, dude. It was scruff
That
McGruff
was by
rough.
far. But you know what? When you talk to other comedians, they're like, no, though, these are the experiences you need.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad to have them, and I'm
Dude.
glad that we have friends, and we're friends, and we have opportunities to do that. But dude, that
Bombing
was
is
rough.
fucking bombing is something else. It's
It's necessary.
You know what Rogan says it feels like?
No,
He says it feels like you have to suck 1,000 dicks in front of your mother.
Jesus. But your mother will still love you, dude. She's like,
That's
oh, it's
a lot of
okay.
dicks,
My baby's a dick sucker. It's fine. I love him. He's a good boy.
He always follows it up by going, the only
Look at
problem
him
with
take
that
all
is
of it. Look at him. Isn't he good? Corey, look, he's so good at it.
997.
But who's counting? You lost count it.
My mom's dead, though.
Oh, my
Remember?
God. This is such a bummer. Like, I can't go there. My mom's only 15 years older than me, so she's still... We're going to be in the old folks
Damn.
home together.
I just realized you told us that before, and it didn't even register with me.
No, did you already say that exactly?
Well,
15?
I think before we started recording...
I didn't
said
catch that
she-
number. That's
She was 15 when I was born.
Wow.
So, yeah, we're going to be in
Well,
the
that
old
was
folks
normal
home
in
together.
the 30s.
Yeah, I
If you
remember
think about
you
it, I'm
saying that,
75, she's 90. We could very well be side by side in the old folks
That
home.
shit would suck.
Yeah.
I could
couldn't
still
even-
hit her friends, and it's not even
You
crazy.
couldn't beat your meat while
Because of
she
the
was
age.
like in the room. Like you wouldn't have any.
She gets Alzheimer's and she tries to fuck you.
No, stop, no. That's not even funny.
I meant in the...
Actually, I am part of the hashtag Dead Moms Club. My mom is dead. Like, let's just leave it at that. Because when you bring that shit out, that is darker than my mom is dead.
I'm sorry, dude. Well, I was picturing you guys together in the nursing home and
It could happen.
her just slipping in.
No,
like,
that could
hey.
not happen with Alzheimer's. I mean,
They say they fuck all the time in the
I'm an
nursing home.
attractive guy. I could see it happening. Any woman would be attracted to me. Like, that
Yeah.
could happen.
I
I
mean,
get
I
that.
could
I
too.
get that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you still going on about it?
I don't know, but we spent 20 minutes on this.
We just had a whole conversation today about making people feel uncomfortable. I'm sorry. I do that a lot.
Well, he tried with the politics and the how gay are you, and then
Yeah.
finally
Yeah.
my mother having sex with my mother. Yes, that will do it. That
Yeah,
will
yeah.
definitely
But
make me feel
I don't
different.
actually
Johnny
think you're
just
gonna
storms
fuck
out of here.
mom.
That's it. Fuck this. I'm out.
No,
Hey.
dude, I have no filter and I always look for the comedic moment, and that was it.
Which is why you do what you do, and you do it so
yeah,
well.
I'm not trying to piss anybody off.
No,
Corey.
and that's the
Yeah,
thing.
Corey.
People don't understand that.
Like when I said that about
Oh, no, we
jerking
can-
off in front of Alexa, Corey. I was joking.
Wait, I don't remember this. You did not.
I was wondering what the fuck.
And she's Hispanic too. That's wrong on so many levels.
What? You're not supposed to jerk off in front of Hispanics?
No, especially teenage Hispanics. Like,
Oh,
what
yeah,
is
yeah,
wrong
yeah.
with you?
Well, just so everybody
Their
knows,
mothers will kill you.
I didn't, and I didn't have the urge to. We were talking about Louis C.K.
Oh yeah.
and how we were talking
Oh,
about him beating
God.
off in front of people. Because what was the
Jesus.
joke? It
Yeah.
came up naturally. Giggity. Come on, Corey, help me out with the joke. The reason why I made the because she said something about something in front of people, and I was like, oh, he likes something in front of people a lot or whatever. I can't remember the exact joke.
It's like happy accidents or something.
Yeah, or something. It just kind of came to me, and I was like, huh. And then I was like, well, he got permission from everybody.
Well, we do ask all of our guests like what percentage of them are gay. So that's a very like we hit Spud. And
Wait, what does that have to do with it?
I'm pretty sure I'm not gay, but I do feel like, you know, given the right amount of money, like I would consider it. Like
Sure.
let's be honest. Everyone has a price.
Everybody's got a reserve.
I do have a reserve.
Yeah.
It
And if you meet that number, like I would, I mean, it's
sometimes-
possible. I'm not going to brag about it.
Yeah, yeah.
And even if I did it and I got all that money, I'd be like, fuck yeah, I did.
Yeah, dude. Well,
I would tell you all, like, for a fucking $2 million? Yeah, I did.
That's your reserve
That-
is $2 million? You're expensive.
No,
You're
that's
bougie.
just what I got out of that deal. That's not necessarily my
So
reserve
do you
is
suck-
way lower than that.
I'd
so
probably
in that-
do it for like $60.
Listen, if you look at my statement, $60. However much I owe my credit card, like this is a possibility. If you knew that number, we
What
might
if-
work something out.
You just put on Craigslist like looking for rich sugar daddy to help me pay off my debts.
Good Lord.
I'm a man.
So,
Okay.
so what do you got coming up, man? I know that you've got a show in Enterprise coming up.
I know, but I was reluctant to bring that up because it's not like something that.
Oh,
No,
that
there's
we
no
do.
animosity. Like we're
Oh,
all
good,
we're
good.
all
Yeah.
proud.
I
yeah.
appreciate that.
Well,
So
you're here as Johnny Sprinkle,
yeah.
and so you can talk about what Johnny Sprinkle's got
So
going on.
April 22nd at Cisco's
Bourbon
and
and
Cigar.
Cigar. Yep.
Which I hang out there anyway. I really
Yeah.
like that place.
Yeah.
It's a fun, good mixed crowd, dude. My God.
Yeah, me
When
and
you
you
go in
talked
there.
about that before. Yeah.
I wish you would we should set something up there because.
That's the ticket.
So here's the thing. This is what's freaking me out.
Yeah.
I have two sets. One is more like PG 13, 17, like or whatever.
Yeah.
And then the set I got going on there is all the squirters and the fetishes. You've heard some of this stuff before.
Yeah.
But generally I reserve that for the right audience. So that's what I did when I went to Panama City last weekend. I did that set.
Oh,
and while
hell
I
yeah.
was there, the other white guy, there's 5 comedians and only 2 white guys. The other white guy, Michael, he was there. And he's a funny guy. So I'm really excited about this in Cisco's.
Yeah.
But I'm also looking forward to our thing at Happy Times. Like Ozark, I think Ozark, and I know that one night was kind of
Yeah.
like they got a band coming on, and you know how it is. People
Man,
come in and they want to hear the band, and I'm like, come on.
What time
please
did you
just
get
listen.
there?
I didn't get there until I think what did the show start at like 7?
Yeah.
I think I got there at like
Six something.
6:30, 6:40.
So we got
I
there at
wasn't
like
that early.
3:30.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah,
have been there
and-
all day.
But you guys
There
have
were
work.
people
Like you're doing
stumbling
set up.
at that time.
They were drunk already.
Yeah,
see.
well,
Yeah.
I ran into a guy who specifically said, I've been drinking since 9 a.m., and I'm like,
Oh, because it was the
This
crawfish
show's
festival,
gonna
and
be
everyone
fucking
knows you
great.
drink when you eat
He's
crawfish.
a fucking loser.
yeah.
No, we know him personally.
Suck
That's
the
why I
head,
was-
pull the tail. I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It is. I don't know.
He does a lot of both of those things, I'm sure.
He probably sucks the tail too. He's
If
got
you
a
don't,
weird
are
shaped
you really
nose.
into it? If you don't, suck the tail. Are you really into it?
I mean,
So
Go eat catfish.
when we were
motherfucker.
talking about when we were talking about the like y'all sucking dick for money, and that
Wait,
question,
that's where he goes back to this.
yeah, because I,
I
had
forgot about that.
yeah. So
Mr. Wood, come on.
So
like,
if you
this is-
have-
this is where he goes.
if you have that reserve in your mind and somebody meets that price limit and you have to suck a dick, do you let them finish or do you just suck the dick and then go away?
You know what's funny about this is like this happened to me today. Okay.
Ooh.
No, not this.
It's not for us
not
to
this
decide.
exact scenario.
You have to place the boundaries. We can't be like, all right, well, I sucked $1 million. You can't just be like,
Oh my god.
like a Tootsie Roll pop.
No, so
You
my
gotta
day
suck that
job.
dick, dude.
My day job is I teach people how to fly Black Hawk helicopters. And so I have these students,
That's
and we,
awesome,
we,
actually.
we go to Andalusia,
That is pretty dope.
and they serve breakfast there if you give them a few bucks. And so I tell my students, I'm like, hey, bring me breakfast when you come back out because I'm going to wait here and wait for you.
Yeah.
So they bring me, and the student goes like this, and they know what the hell they're doing. They're funny as fuck. They're like, hey, I brought you a skinny sausage and a fat sausage. And he starts laughing. He goes, I like the fat sausage because when you bite it, it kind of squirts in your mouth. What do you like? I couldn't believe it. But it was so fucking. And then the
That's
other
like
guy,
me
who was a
right now.
hardcore. Yes.
You're a fat sausage.
A fat sausage that squirts.
Yeah. Wait,
But see, like my
No, I'm
problem
talking
is,
about me being the one that's like, hey, you like fat sausages? Or
yeah.
yeah. Tell me about your sausage.
But his friend, my other student, is a hardcore ranger, like an army ranger, like tough motherfucker. And he's like, you guys are talking all this homoerotic, and the other guy goes, what's homoerotic? And all I could think of was, it's the opposite of homophobic. He's like, so you like having sausages squirt in your mouth? And I'm like, well, if they're big fat sausages from Andalusia, I absolutely would. And so
they've been soaking in that red juice.
oh my God, like you can squirt that fat sausage in my mouth any day. And listen, I do not want you fuckers to isolate that one verbal segment and show that on every one of yours. You can isolate that fat sausage that squirts in my mouth every day.
Featuring premier gay comic Johnnie Sprinkle.
Jesus.
No. Sausage in my mouth.
Who's Johnny?
Johnnie Sprinkle Seed.
Jeez.
Johnny's got a sausage in his
My
hand.
goodness.
Oh. I've been waiting to say Johnnie Sprinkle Seed.
Yeah.
Johnny Sprinkle Seed.
Yeah.
It's happened
Everywhere you
before.
go, just a little.
That shit reminded me of Johnny Sprinkle Seed is.
No, he already messed it up. He can't even do the song.
Johnny Sprinkle Seed has many sons, and
many
many sons
sons
had
has-
Johnny Sprinkle Seed.
I know this
And
one.
I am one of them, and
Is that
so
so
are
are
you. So let's just praise the Lord. Right arm, left arm.
Oh, see?
Bro, you have no idea what I'm talking about.
No.
That's a church song that he bastardized.
I mean,
right
I did.
now.
I went to church.
I have never
Camps and
marched in
stuff.
the infantry, ride in the cavalry.
Oh, shoot the artillery, yeah.
But I'm in the Lord's army, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard
That's
that
the
one.
thing about growing up in the South. You know this, even though you make nasty jokes about sausages squirting, big fat sausages from Andalusia squirting in your mouth.
So what color are those sausages?
Yeah, they're darker than me. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I'm not jealous. I'm not like, why are you making it racial? Why?
I don't even like sausage for real.
Oh, you'll take it though.
Damn lie.
Who doesn't
Take what I
like
can
sausage?
get.
For breakfast? You'll take it.
He's like, take what he can get.
Like my wife.
Oh my God, we're cracking ourselves up, and that's it. Like they don't give a fuck about us right now.
Yeah. Wait,
Like,
who?
these guys are talking about sausage. Whoever's listening,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
they're talking about sausages. These guys are gay. I don't even care. You can think whatever you want.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
No, but in
Nope.
South Alabama there is.
Yeah.
But just not between us.
Shout out my dad.
Aw.
What if he secretly
Wait, this is
listens?
not the Dad's Club.
No, my dad's
No,
alive.
I'm
But
I'm
he
a
would probably be
member.
like,
He's gonna kick your
This
ass.
is not. This is not how I raised you, son.
His dad thought he and I were gay together.
My
Are you
mom.
serious?
Yeah, my mom
Well,
did.
not me and his dad
All right,
were gay
so
together,
I
but me and
need to
Justin
know
were
this.
gay together.
Have you told this before? Is this like new to people? I need to know about this.
I can't remember.
How
if
old
we
were
told
you?
this
How like
before.
this is junior high or high school?
13.
Middle school.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
13. Because that's when you turn gay at 13.
14. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, 14 for me, 13 for him.
13 for him because he's younger than you. You sick fuck. Like
I was being manipulated.
yeah, you
I was
manipulated him
grooming Justin.
the whole time,
Oh,
and that's
This
why
is
you
gonna
took
be
the rap
cool.
for the school bombing because you felt bad for what you did to him.
All right, so
See, he's changing the subject.
no,
Nope, I blew him
No, we
so
can
that he
talk-
wouldn't rat on me. I don't even know if that's true. I
which
just-
which one are we doing first? We got to do the bomb. Okay, so the reason why I
They
bitched out on that is because I did not go through with it that day.
that's not bitching out. That's actually standing up. I mean, like in everyone else's eyes. In fact, I gotta say, and you might want to.
Well, I'm just saying when they were like trying to like who did it, I was like,
No, you don't say nothing because that's not what we do. You shut your damn mouth.
I kind of wish Corey hadn't said anything either because
Push the lotion in the basket.
they would have never.
I don't know, dude. They had me shook.
I know. I mean,
But
I
you
know
were
what
a
they
kid,
said,
dude. You were a kid,
bro.
Like,
But they were
that's the
like,
thing.
we got the fucking FBI here already.
Yeah,
CIA's
yeah.
waiting outside with 700 dogs. I mean, they're like, they were like,
And I
really-
was like a Simpsons character because you could just look at me and I was just sweating bullets and had fucking You
Yeah.
know, like I was
It was
red and
fucked up.
nauseous.
And the only people who do that are honest kids who know that they're in trouble, and he admitted it.
Yeah. Well, what
he
it was
admitted it,
was
so automatically, like, there's some credit there.
Yeah.
People
no,
don't talk about that.
It's
you know?
good that he did.
Well, maybe they
Yeah.
do. I don't know.
I
I
think-
just found out about this story last weekend.
No, I think
a
that
couple
if-
weeks ago.
I think that if they had found out it was him like 2 weeks later through their own searching, that he would have got a rougher deal.
No, I'm
for
glad
sure.
you said something, dude. That's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
stand
probably.
up.
But I was not trying to be.
I don't know, bro. I was expelled, and they like
it was bad.
But what
They
I
were
want to
talking-
know is,
yeah.
like, no joke, what really happened ultimately to your life? Is there anything permanent attached to that? Because you were a
Yes.
kid.
Yes.
Come on, you were a kid.
It doesn't.
They don't
matter.
let that go?
That every time that I'm talking about like that bit is 100% true.
Yeah.
The only thing that's not true about the bit, and we can blood sip this, but it
Both mom dead.
really
His
happened.
comedy instincts are pretty fucking good, this guy.
20-year anniversary.
Yeah. So
Damn.
anyway,
We've been friends at least 20 years.
well, so what the fuck were we talking about?
The long-term effects of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
whether there's
yeah,
any-
yeah.
It really sticks.
So
I'm
when
shocked by that.
When I tell the story about me getting, like, if I get pulled over by the police, they always bring up terroristic threats, huh? And that shit.
Are you serious?
And what's crazy is, like, I'm a convicted felon for something else, not like, you know, like crazy or whatever. But
they treated him as if he had actually
done something.
planned to do it and
But
just wasn't able to
To
carry
correct
it
the
out.
record,
But
there was nothing there.
no, it
was
just a piece
something
of paper.
funny to do.
I helped him type up a note and I don't remember what it said.
Don't say that. Don't.
It's been a long time.
There's a statute of limitations.
I'm
Are you
20
sure?
years. They can come get me. Come get me, dude. I helped him type up the note, and then that morning I was like, "Hey, I thought about this," because I think he was gonna put one on the bathroom mirror. I was gonna throw one like in the hallway, like folded up or something.
oh yeah.
And then I was
Yeah.
like, "Dude, I pussied out," and I was like, I felt like no bullshit between us or whatever, but I felt like I didn't fucking do it. I told him I didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And he did it anyway, and so when he stood up, I was like, I'm not standing up too because I didn't fucking do it. Now, I did help him write it. I was fully prepared for him to tell them that, but he didn't because he's a real one.
Stand-up guy.
Yeah, and they asked
You're
me
not
too.
a rat fucking fink. is what you
No,
are.
But
no,
maybe I'm a shithead for that, but I just
No,
remember at the
no,
time.
I've never thought that. Like,
if the roles
I've
had
never
been
felt that
reversed,
way.
like in Heaton's net, would you be mad? You did most of the work.
I don't know because I don't know that I'm that. I realized
I didn't
that
know I was going to be the interviewer here. This is fucking awesome. Like, hold on, I have other
Okay.
questions.
I like it because I'm tired of fucking thinking of what to say. all
We
the time.
appreciate you having us on your pod, Johnny.
No,
Thank you.
This
It's
is
called
going-
Dead Moms.
Yeah,
Dead Mom
Dead
Club.
Mom
yes.
Club.
Dead Moms Club.
There's no
Yeah, you're
S.
right. I'm sorry.
The club does not belong to our
Our
dead,
dead
moms.
Yes, you're right. It's
Yeah.
Dead Mom Club.
it's a fucking dollar. Wait,
No, is
No.
it still that? Are you still offering that? Because
Oh,
that
yeah.
is a fucking deal. Like,
Patreon,
people
yeah.
should be signing up for that. Like, you don't get a quality podcast for that ever.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You're going to grow. In the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, you're going to fucking grow. And they're going to wish.
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
signed up. You know that. Like, you can follow.
Oh, yeah.
You can verify that
We
shit,
shout
right?
you out all the time. on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So you can
Yeah.
verify it. But if you don't sign up for that, that's crazy.
Your
dude.
credit card didn't
It's
get
free.
declined.
No, it did
We
not.
had
You know
somebody-
why? I have good credit. And I'm still paying. Like, I pay
said, "I didn't use a
30%
burner
interest on
card."
that fucking $1 a month. I'm just saying.
Hell
it was
yeah.
$1
So
one
ultimately,
time,
it's like
wasn't it?
$2 a month. And
I just I made it so cheap because I really wanted. And we're talking about the Patreon, but I wanted people to it to not be like financially putting them out, but I wanted it to be somewhere to put people.
You know
who-
where you live is what it is.
What?
You know where you live. Like, we don't have money around here. That's a fact, dude. You
Oh
know
yeah.
that.
Well, plus I just was like, I thought, because I'm a part of other comedy podcast Patreons that I'm
Yeah.
a fan of, and I just liked if you're really into it, like an extra episode every week is pretty sick,
Yeah.
and I get excited for those, and I pay as much as like $3 a month for them, but I have a couple that are $1 that I got, and I'm like, hell yeah, and I like it, and so the cool thing about the Patreon is like. Every episode we will have ever done will be on there in sequential order, both regular and bonus, for $1. a
Yeah,
month. So
that's
yeah,
awesome.
I appreciate you saying that, and I appreciate you signing up.
I
You
wish
signed up
other people
early.
would, because I mean, like
really
the stuff
wish-
you put out is funny. The
I
stuff
really-
you put out is funny, and
Yeah.
it's not expensive. There's
Right.
no reason if you live in this area to not find out what's going on with this.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah,
Thank
and
you.
I really think also following like the page and keeping up with our socials across, the field helps us look better whenever we try to get bigger names to come on the
Yeah,
pod,
absolutely.
like names outside of Alabama.
Bigger than us, like really good comedians is what
no,
you're saying.
no. Like we have actively talked about like good comedy, bad comedy, who we want on the pod and who we don't want on the pod, and the only ones that we have not yet
This
interviewed
is not a bad one. So just
is-
so you know, this is
is
a good
you-
one.
It could go either way.
No,
We're
this
not
is
done
No.
yet.
The only
Like,
ones that
having
we
fun.
haven't gotten to interview yet are you and Shock.
Yeah,
And so that's why it was I took it as a big deal that you were coming here.
yeah,
oh,
dude, we
wow,
were excited.
You guys are awesome.
Out of those interested, yeah, but there will be more. But like, shit, there might be some in Dothan right now that we just don't know about yet.
Yeah.
No,
That's what I'm hoping
sure there
for.
are. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Like that kid, not
Stop
kid,
hiding, you
that guy
bitch.
and that guy Brandon, and last weekend,
Dude,
my God, he killed
fucking
it, and it was
killed-
his first time on stage. Like
And
I
then
didn't
he said,
do that well.
and then he was like, I don't even know if I want to do it again.
I'm
but
like,
thanks.
why not?
Yeah. Yeah.
It makes no sense to me. See, people don't understand. Like, you can do the same set. I don't do it, but only because I'm trying new shit all the time.
I'm the
Like,
same
I want
way.
to see how. Yeah, right.
If you ever see something from me that's like,
If you
it's
hear
probably 'cause
me-
it's my first time trying it.
And you guys, because you've been to all of my shows, really.
Yeah.
You guys, if you hear me revert to something you've heard before, it's because I got nervous and I
That-
blanked, and I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'm going to go with the
Ross.
tried and true.
Ross did that at Harlow's,
And that's okay.
I've done
That's
it
why it's
before,
there.
Too. I actually do this fucking nervous tick thing where I'll have a closer joke,
Yeah.
but it just doesn't hit the way I wanted it to. So I'll go like fla da 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 and like bring another one out of the back of my brain that I wasn't even planning on
Yes.
using that I knew I hadn't said yet.
That happened to me because I was high as fuck at the last open mic, and I couldn't remember the fucking any part of my bit. So I was like mid, and then I was like, by the way, racism. What's up with that?
Listen, I
What's
got
up
to
with
say
it?
this about Corey. You're a great host.
Yeah.
Dude, you are, but you could do this too. Like, you don't have to always host. You can bring somebody else. Like, you deserve your own time too.
Well, I do. Like, I bounce stuff off of Justin a lot. I do write stuff out.
Yeah.
Even if I never, do it or whatever, I do have bits that I write out.
He's my ghostwriter too. No.
I'm curious about how people go through it, because I paid for this service called Speechalo.
Mm-hmm.
So I will like start my phone and I will talk all my bullshit,
Yeah.
and then I'll go into Speechalo and have it converted to text,
Yeah.
and then I like edit it and feel what I like and see what I like, and that's why I'm always showing up with printed crap.
See,
some
I'm-
people can't do that, but I'm an actor,
Yeah.
so I have to see a script.
No,
So I
I
guess it's
write my
different.
stuff in great detail, but I'm fucking a writer,
Yeah.
as you've probably heard.
Published author. Yeah.
So why don't we just do, like, I do filmmaking. Why don't we just do a comedy film? I have this
dude.
film idea, and you can help me with this. You want to hear my film
I'm
idea?
gonna get banned.
A DMC production.
There's 2 films that I have, and I'm going to give you the lamest one first, the easiest, the calmest one.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that movie Cocoon from the 80s, where
Ross?
old people find this thing and they, like, find the fountain of youth, right? But I want to do this thing where old people discover that if you snort crushed up unicorn horn, you can temporarily become young again. And so I want to see all these 80-year-old dudes trying to hit on
Google that
millennials.
first.
Yeah, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you, I've had this written for a while. And it may sound familiar, but what I'm telling you is not familiar.
Well, what I'm
they
saying
try to
is
hit
you
on these
could
girls and nothing
change
works.
Minor detail if you had
Yeah.
to. But anyway, I'm listening.
No, it's okay. Like, they crush off this unicorn horn, and these guys in an old folks' home
Where do they
rig
get
a
the
bingo
unicorn?
game so that they win.
What the fuck?
They rig
Hold
a
on.
bingo game so
Hold
that
on.
they win.
No. Hold on. Old folks' home. Bingo
Yes.
game.
Win money.
Unicorn horn.
Yes.
Because unicorn horn is
Makes
what they
them
snort
young.
to make them young again.
And so for a while they're young, but one guy takes too much and he's like 14, and no one likes him anymore. Like, shut the fuck up.
And one of
dude.
their friends fucks him.
Okay, so it's not that dark. I mean, I'm open to ideas.
I guess
gentlemen.
what
Like,
I'm saying is
we could try
you know
different stuff.
unicorns are not real, right?
Fuck you, they're not real. What are you saying? I am so sick and tired of these fucking second-class citizens telling me that unicorns are not real. You son of a bitch. Are
Johnny's
you serious?
got mad. I got a higher
do
tax
not
bracket
get me
than you
started on
energy right
unicorns.
now.
I was about to ruin something about
Mermaids
Shazam
aren't real
2.
either. No. You're going to address this, sir. Mermaids are not real either.
I gotta admit, Corey just showed me a video on the internet yesterday. They look pretty real. And the crab,
or mermaids?
the
What are we
talking
talking
crab was pretty real looking, and the fish.
He's talking about the live action Little Mermaid trailer.
Oh my God!
And you're over here talking about
I have a whole
unicorns.
bit on Disney that I haven't even.
He said
unveiled
mermaids
yet.
too. Do what?
I have a whole bit on Disney that I haven't even unveiled yet.
Well, we need to back it up a minute because
We can play the.
We are all over the place here, but
it's fine.
go ahead, back. You're in charge.
No, I'm not in charge.
No, I'm just saying, like,
I'm just
I
here.
get mad about it because I raised two daughters. My daughters are 23 and 21. One goes to Troy, one goes to Auburn, and it cost me a fortune. I
Don't
love
tell
them to
Ross.
death. Yeah, you stay away. Tell them, fucking stay away from there.
They're older than 20, so you don't have to worry about
There's nothing I can do about it, is what you're saying, and I
And
understand
white.
that.
No,
This is why God gave me daughters, because of all the shit I did when I was
Wait a minute,
18.
you got biracial kids?
No, I wish.
Then you ain't got nothing to worry about with Ross.
I wish I had any biracial. They're the most beautiful people in the world. I
White
really
girls
wish.
can't handle that dick.
Nope.
Don't get me started, because when I go Cisco's next week, I'm telling you, I tell this joke about all black girls are squirters.
Yeah.
That sounds racist, but like it's true.
just from
If you haven't squirted, you just haven't been with me.
Maybe they just have to piss really bad.
Could be. I've heard Jason's thing about you smell like piss. I'm like, no. I've been there. Like, it's not piss. Like, you can't even fake that. Don't laugh.
I've been lying to my wife so long, and now you just put that out there.
Good Lord.
No, but what the fuck?
No, Disney. I want to talk about Disney
Yeah.
real quick, because
Give us
I
some
haven't
music.
even unveiled this. But, like, here's the problem with Disney that I have.
Yeah.
Number one, as a father of daughters, pick your favorite Disney movie. I don't care what it is. Your favorite Disney movie says...
Jungle to jungle.
Okay, fine. Even still, every movie has a general theme that it is okay to disobey your father, and everything will work out just fine.
Same on Jungle to Jungle. Same.
And it kind of bothers me, because when you read the Hans Christian Andersen version of The Little Mermaid,
I'm
like,
not going
there's
to say anything
consequences.
for like 20 minutes now because I'm be thinking about every Disney movie I've done seen.
Mimi
Just
Secret
pick one.
Sorry.
Like what's the little fish?
Do
the
what?
little fish, Finding Nemo.
Mimi Secret
His
Sorry.
dad tells him, "Do not swim down there," and he does.
Yeah.
Everything works out okay, even though he's trapped
With
in a
his little
fucking
booty
cave.
ass fin, knowing
Yeah,
that
his little-
motherfucker couldn't go.
Little
There's
gimp
also-
ass fucking thing. I'm sorry, it's for the handicapped people, and I applaud that. Like, everyone's
He applauds it because they can't.
Jesus. No, so hold on. That's not funny, because when I was in.
Fuck you.
No, it is funny, but what's not funny is
you.
I was in Panama City last week on Thursday. I was at stand-up comedy, and this guy sitting beside me, he's not supporting the people. I'm like, what the fuck? Like they tell pretty funny jokes, and you applaud and you be pleasant, even if you're not like 100%. Like you want to encourage them, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy beside me is not even fucking laughing. He laughs, but he's not even fucking applauding. So I'm getting offended, right? And I look over and I'm like, hey man, and I was about to say something, and then I realized he only had one arm. I'm not kidding. He couldn't clap if he wanted to, and he was one of the stand-up guys. And when he went up later, I was like, snapping my finger, like, because I wanted him to feel welcome. Like, I wanted
confront him. You do confront him. He ends up beating your ass anyway.
Can you believe it? I could be. It's possible. I
Fucking
could be.
Randall.
I've been beat up by Navy sailors before. Like,
Yeah.
Vandy Rolfer.
Did you ever beat up some Navy sailor cheeks?
nope.
I'm fucking with you, dude.
But I could if I wanted to.
Oh, I
If
bet.
the price is right, we know I have a price.
Yeah. I
The
bet they
real
got some
question
nice
is, if you
butts.
pay the price, are you a bottom or a top? Because I think I would be a power bottom. Like, you want me to be a bottom, I'm gonna talk shit.
What does that mean? That you You like just like aggressively take the dick.
Not just aggressively, but
Yeah,
you
fuck
like
you, man.
intimidate
Fuck
them
me.
so badly that they're like they lose it. Like, oh, you can't even. Look at him losing it. This mother. Like, I want the money, and then like talk so much
Bro,
shit
what
that
is
he
you
can't handle.
talking about right now?
If you don't give me a fucking
Being a
dirty
power
Sanchez
bottom
right now.
Oh, you can't do a dirty Sanchez. Give me my fucking money. Give me my fucking money.
I want
That's
to look
what I'm
like
saying.
fucking Mario before we get out of here.
I mean, if we're going for money, let's go all out here, gentlemen.
Oh no. Yeah.
So
What happened? We stopped recording.
No, we're good.
Oh,
My wife
I thought
texted
maybe
me.
it intermediately censors me or something.
Oh no. No, we're
No,
going.
we did. We used to have a Scooby laugh that we would play, and we
would be
talked.
fun.
He said that would be fun. We talked about just doing it, and then like not telling you about it because it would just randomly it would go.
I
So-
would love that, dude. That would be so supportive. Unless your joke totally bombed, and then you're like, oh, he's making fun of me right now.
Well, I was talking a lot about sexual assault in like a serious manner, and
Yeah.
then the Scooby laugh would go off.
Exactly. Exactly. It was a thing. It went off at complete random times.
Yeah.
And we just had it like on a boombox over there.
I would love
It
it.
was fucking funny.
I wish you had it today.
Lil Eric. We'll play it. We'll use it for you next time.
Like maybe when you like go back before you post this, just like randomly put it in and let's see what because we won't respond to it and people are like, what the hell happened there? Like did they not hear that?
What's wrong with these idiots? That's pretty funny. Just drop the track underneath it for the whole hour.
I hope that's not your drink because he keeps dropping his ashes in that. Do not drink that, Corey. He
Off
is
in your
like-
drashes.
Yeah,
He's dropping his ashes in there. Did I say that? Did I opt in
No.
his ashes? Like, you make it sound like I know this is gin and tango tangerine mango. Tango mangerine.
We went to school
Tangerine
with
mango.
Mantango.
sipping on gin and tango.
Laid back.
Bow wow. Wait, different song.
Totally
With my mind
different
on my money and my money on my mind. So with that being said, like how would you describe your style of comedy? Like what's your brand?
Dude, if I knew that, I would be famous already, but I don't know that. So, every time it's different, and I wish I could nail it down. And that's why I appreciate the opportunities when you guys provide it to me to go up on stages in different places because
Well,
I
Corey.
learn more every time,
That's all Corey. But yeah. I just want to clear the record there. Well, I do feel like people are like, oh, Justin's on every one of these fucking shows. Like,
I'm on most of them. too,
Corey just uses who he has, and like we have a lot of discussions behind the scenes
many.
about
Like,
it.
who's going to do it? Like, we don't have that many.
I feel you, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't want.
Don't worry about it. If
especially-
they want to set their own thing up, let them do it. Like, I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
whatever. Do your thing, dude.
But I think like you were talking about figuring out your style or your whatever your voice is really.
I would like to know your opinion on because you've heard all my shit
I was
so
just gonna say,
far,
we need-
and
we
really,
need
I
more-
kind of want to know.
We need more mics to know. We need more shows.
Well,
I hate to say it.
But the
I'll
hard
say
part-
this- so
Yeah,
I'll,
go ahead.
I'll answer your question directly. So I think that your writing is really good and your crowd work is really good. Your style of comedy isn't necessarily like one that I find funny, but
Ouch! Ouch! He just said it to my face. I love
no,
this guy.
I mean, like,
no, it's okay. I
I'm
love
being
it.
real, and
It's okay.
so, but I like look at this shit like numbers, and so I see when your shit, I see what you're doing. I look at the pattern, and I know that you can kill in front of these crowds. You know what I
Certain
mean?
crowds, not every crowd, but certain crowds. And see, that's the difference. You got to make yourself a little more
Universal.
broad.
You
Yeah.
do. You really do.
Yeah.
Like I think right now, I would kill Gen X. Older people, younger people, not so much. However, come see me on April 22nd at Cisco's and see my shit because I tested that out. Okay, by the way, in Panama City, but then I went to Bananas and I sit with these black chicks and told all my black jokes. Dude, I feel like They're like, no, don't cut that. Oh, add this.
Oh, they didn't call you a racist?
Not at all. I'm not a racist because I said all black chicks are squirters, and they're like, no, they're not. I'm like, well, you just ain't slept with me yet.
So Justin's,
it was so funny.
Justin's piano joke has been controversial lately. That's why I'm asking. So,
all the black keys? No, I think that's fucking hilarious. I think that's hilarious because I know what you're saying. No, he says he's
Johnny said all the black keys.
I think about touching the black ones,
That's
but I
the
never
difference between me and you. I only think about touching the black ones. He thinks about staying away from the black ones, but I love it.
But then he follows it up with saying,
I wouldn't know
what to do with them.
Yeah.
And nobody hears that part. They just hear that he chooses not to fuck with black women.
Yeah,
but
I know.
What's
but
ironic
I
is I've been with my wife for 15 years faithfully.
She's black, right?
Yeah, of course. No,
I mean, light-skinned black, though, right?
yeah.
Alicia?
No.
Propecia Viagra.
But,
I don't know. That's just what I say. Welcome to the main stage, Cinnamon.
That's
my
your
line.
That's your tagline is Propecia
But actually, when I did
Viagra.
that in Panama City, they didn't like it. They told me not to do that.
What's that? The
whole thing of the opening line about how, what I used to do and Brooklyn to the main stage, Cinnamon. Now, I'm not going to take that advice because it's worked other places. Just because it didn't work there.
Yeah.
And that's what we learn as comics.
Yeah.
It doesn't work everywhere. And just because it didn't work tonight, don't tell me to not do it because I know for a fact it's worked other places.
yeah. Well,
No,
just
no,
don't be
and
a
it's
dumbass
never-
like me when I went to Buffalo, New York, and tried to tell a Publix joke, and they were like just.
Oh, they don't
blank
have public.
stared.
You should have made it Safeway. And
I know, and I didn't think about it because it was like my third show ever, and I
Yeah.
was like, "Wait, y'all don't have Publix, do you?" And they're all just shaking their heads, and I was like, "Never mind, fuck that joke." And then they kind of laughed at that, and I did the next joke.
I do want to kind of clarify. So, like, when I was talking about your shit not really being like my style of comedy, with that being said, every time that something of yours lands, I'm always like looking at Justin and like smacking him or something because you're popping me, you're impressing me, and it's
too
not.
nice. Too
Yeah,
nice. Thank
especially the last show was particularly good.
Well, I
You
want
were
to tell you
saying
about that
shit
last
that I
show
wouldn't
with
dare
Ozark.
say.
Do you remember, like, an hour before the show? I'm like,
Yeah,
hey.
you said what's the age limit or what's
Yeah.
the yeah.
And so I had every intent of going in there full throttle with my. I like to hit on black chicks and fetishes and all that shit. And then I'm like, no. What happened to me was somebody I know from Ozark says, "Hey, we're going to the show tonight," and I meet, and they are like a teacher or something at Carroll High School, and so the people at the table that I sat with, like,
Jimbo said they came to see him.
yes, and so I'm like, I immediately
It was Jimbo's.
felt like,
It was one of Jimbo's teachers. That's
Oh,
why it
okay.
was interesting
Yes.
that he said
I
that.
got
Yeah.
you.
Yes, and so I didn't feel like I should say those things. So literally, as I'm driving from Enterprise, I decide I'm not going to tell these jokes. I'll tell these, and you know how that is. It happens sometimes, but when you change your whole set. And this is why I fail so many times, and Corey probably hates me because he's given me stage time before, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll give you 5-7 minutes," and I go 12, and he's like, "Motherfucker!" Like even on Ozark, like I saw him, he flagged me, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm almost done." I'm like, "I'm really
I kept
trying to hurry."
flagging you, and then I eventually just walk on stage.
I didn't see him. I
I
didn't
did the
see him,
same
and then I
thing,
finally
though.
saw him flagging me, and then I see him cross in front of me, and suddenly I see him on the corner of my eye. He's on stage. I'm like, "Yes, this is the last joke." Corey, don't like turn the mic.
Yeah,
off.
Yeah.
But I don't mean to be a hog.
No,
like
no,
that.
no,
It's just
dude.
hard to like find.
We
the
do
cutoff,
joke about
you
it
know?
a lot, like because I think that night at Jake's, and you were like, I can do 2 or 3 minutes, and you were up there for like 13 minutes,
And
I
that was the first time, by the way, I ever went completely extemporaneous and just interacted with the crowd. I don't know. That's not my style. That's
Yeah.
what's his name? That's
Shock.
Shock style. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what he
yeah.
does. I don't normally do that, but it was working
Yeah,
that night.
It works when the whole crowd is your best friend. Come on.
Shock's gonna be here next week to defend himself. Justin's been talking mad shit about him
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
pod.
No, I'm
Shock
You know
said he's
what?
gonna
If you
come
want your
and
best
settle
friends
it.
to come there, like you got to get them to buy a ticket.
Yeah, no, he had a lot of people show up, and I was just realizing, like, wait, what if all that crowd work was planned?
But it could be, and that's okay.
I'm kidding. It's not. No,
I'm sure
it
it's not
definitely
because he
wasn't.
talked about people he didn't even know.
Yeah, I was fucking around.
It's funny. It's funny. That is funny.
He did well with
Yeah.
it, and I was like, damn, because that's one thing.
I'm jealous. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing.
what it is.
I've
I'm
never
jealous.
actively
He did great. I'm
pursued
Were
fucking
you there for the
jealous.
roast?
I did. I stuck
Yeah.
around for the roast.
So with the roast, I told the crowd, I was like, so if you're not cheering for Shock because you like him or you know him, cheer and that's they cheered louder for Ross than they did for Shock that time,
Yeah.
And I think with that too, I didn't know any of the people in the crowd that night, and so aside from Carmen, but I think people get too involved in thinking that I'm bringing people out there, and like who I'm bringing out there and stuff like that.
Then get up on stage. Like, there's open mics everywhere. And if they're good, I'm telling you, Corey will see you and he's like, hey, why don't you come out on this day or that date? Like, that's how it happened to me. It's not like we were friends first. You saw me somewhere and you're like, hey, why don't you come out? So, if you're good enough, he's going to invite you. Don't be like, he only invites his friends. Well, he only invites his friends who actually have been on stage and will do it.
I was talking about the crowd, but as far as comics,
sorry, I have
totally
misread that.
No, you're good. You're good because you brought up a good point. I mean, I have given opportunities to a lot of people that have not shown up. And I have a rule as far as like how many times somebody can, kind of fuck me over. And that was a lot of my decision making and some of the people that I kind of kicked to the side. I was like, I'm not going to work with these people anymore.
I understand. You've made not bad comments, but just comment about, hey, there are going to be changes. There's going to be this. And I appreciate that as part of the group. Like that clarifies me. Wait, there's two other people in this room. There's only three here, and they're laughing. So they know some. Oh, that's what it is. I thought there was some serious shit going on, and there literally is apparently.
This
okay, I'm glad I'm upwind at least. The fan is going that way. So
hell yeah.
Oh man, but no,
that hurt.
There's just a lot of people that, if they don't take it seriously enough, or if they're Hollywood, I don't want to fuck with them. Like,
how can we be Hollywood? We live in South fucking Alabama.
Exactly.
I don't know if I'm loud enough. Like, people, you're gonna listen to this back and you're like, that guy is so far away from the microphone. But like,
it varies.
I'm just saying, we're South Alabama, dude. Who here is Hollywood? If you think that about yourself, number one, I don't think they're going to make it in our group because none of us are that. Like, if you can't handle first up or last up or somewhere in the middle, then fuck off, dude, because we're just trying to have fun and make it fair for everyone. Like, I don't want you to be last every time when the crowd leaves. I don't want to be last when happened to me at not Jay's Landing, but the Island. I'm near the end and like all these fuckers left. I'm like, oh my God.
And that was one thing I felt really bad for Jason was that I put him on last for a reason, and I thought it was kind of like the music game.
It is an honor thing, but
where
at the
the
same
headliner
time,
goes on last, And so I really wanted everybody to see you guys like kill, and
I appreciate that. I really do. Like, it's so honorable and it's touching. At the same time, we had a lot of people there, a lot of comedians and.
Yeah,
but I appreciate how you have. It's not like we're weeding it down. That's not the right word. It's like you have to be focused based on the crowd that you're going to perform to. And all of these comedians, like, I don't fit everywhere, so they don't fit everywhere. Like, not all of us fit at the same place. I mean, there's some places that I would be like, "Are you sure you want to book me for that?" Like, that is not my style. They're not going to like me. Take
so are you worried
else.
about that with the upcoming show? Because it seems like to me, the show at Cisco's. It seems like that's a different crowd than what I've seen you perform in front of.
Well, actually, I'm super excited about it because what I really want to do, and that's why I went to Panama City. I wanted to test out that racy material. That's what I really, truly want to talk about. But I live in a small town, and I have a business under my same fake stage name.
Yeah.
And by the way, that business is mostly taking photos of high school seniors and their senior portraits, and so
I'm glad
don't make a joke. Don't make a joke.
Portraits.
They're senior portraits, but like I try to be professional in that world. But when they see this and then they hear fetish and he wants to fuck black chicks and squirters, and like none of that stuff fits in with who I am.
Well,
for them,
it would if people.
But it's what I want to do.
Comedy is and.
And that's the thing. And that's what I told people in Panama City. I'm like, listen, here's the problem. We really enjoy it, and we got a core group. We got a pretty good group who we're all learning. We're all trying. But the problem is, and it's just like theater, because I do theater.
Yeah.
Until they are culturally trained to how to act, the etiquette of being there, it's not going to get better. The one good thing about Panama City, not the one good thing, but the best thing was you guys are fucking farting right now. Listen, I'm trying to talk serious.
Yeah, no, I'm not farting.
But I was at a venue where the whole purpose was comedy. and that doesn't happen around here.
Yeah.
Very often.
I've
Even
been
when
to-
we try, we try.
I do like the idea of what they're doing.
Yeah.
In that,
I wish
if
you'd go.
wanna-
You guys would kill down there, man. There's some good people, and there's some.
Well, I do want to
good
talk about
people.
this. I do want to talk
Yeah.
about this because he
Yeah.
won't. So I do feel like Justin kind of got fucked over at the open mic night because by the time he got on, the head honcho had already left. And so,
Open mic win? Which
the
one?
one in Enterprise. The last one that was in Enterprise.
I
And
was told by somebody that I was being seriously considered, and that I needed to come out, even though I was not going to come out that night because my kids were doing baseball.
This was at the social or where?
yeah.
Okay.
And so my wife just dealt with it, and I did go out, and then I also informed that person I needed to leave a little early.
And they put him on dead last.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't help anything at home, but it also doesn't help that the guy had already left. The owner.
Yeah, because I was like, I wasn't mad that you got
Is
it, but
this
I was
in-
like, well, he didn't even...
so this is in relation to my next
Yeah.
show. Okay.
Yeah. And
I'm
so
sorry.
then-
I'm sorry.
No,
buddy. I don't want to.
No.
I
It wasn't.
don't hold any
so I
feelings
knew
towards you about it
Jason.
at all.
Well, I feel bad because I know the owner.
Yeah.
Full disclosure, I know Lorenzo. I know his wife Shirley, who owns it.
Yeah.
And I lobbied for that, but he saw me at the month prior and asked
okay.
me about
Well,
it.
I mean, that's fine.
And then that night, he didn't even watch me. He left even when I went on stage.
Yeah. Well, and I think the footage that
really?
he was given.
Yeah, he didn't see me perform that night.
I
that
remember
you're
when he
talking
left that I was like, well...
about. But he left before I went on because I got there late.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really late.
I think when I think the footage that he was sent for Justin was not Justin's best shit. Like, we worked together on getting a highlight reel. I've talked to you about that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I need to get some stuff together, dude. And
but-
I'm a video guy, so if you need help,
We're
Oh,
so,
yeah.
I want to help you. Like, I want us to go do better. Like, collectively, it's not about me. It's about us. It's about my friends. It's about... Because here's the thing. If you go to Birmingham and you got a freaking prime spot, and you're like, then they just say, I need another comedian, I want my name or some of our friends' name to come up.
Yeah.
Because we will
That's
do better
actually-
this way.
that's-
That's what we want to do, right?
That's happened actually for Justin in Huntsville. So I don't know if you ever watched the Mighty Ducks movies.
Yeah.
So
and that
the-
guy's coming. Like,
Yeah, so the
yeah.
guy who played Goldberg, Sean
Yeah,
Weiss,
right.
is doing stand up now. And so I hit him up just to be on the podcast because I was like, hey, we could probably make that drive up there, blah blah blah. And then while I was talking to him, I was
Is
like,
that happening?
yeah.
Oh,
and
this
I-
is for later. Like we're
Yeah,
we're
yeah, it'll
teasing
be-
it.
He
it'll be
brought it
later.
up, so he's going
good.
to tell
I'm
it
happy.
now.
But
Tell it.
I took a shot for Justin, and I was like, I think he would do really well with your style of comedy. And I had Justin put on a.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I put on. I sent him Justin's reel, and now Justin's opening for him, and that was.
I want to go. When is this?
June 23rd, Friday.
I got to be there, damn. I got
Yeah.
it. My sister lives up there, so I got a
really?
place to stay. Yeah.
Hell yeah. Well,
but that's what I want from you guys. Is like
he's been messaging me on Instagram. It's
I want to
real.
go support. Like, this is great, dude.
Yeah, and
Thanks,
and
man.
so I hold you guys, and Justin knows about
And I
this
was
because we
big
talk
into those movies as a kid.
Because you know what, and you know this, because we have literally competed, quote unquote, on stage.
Yeah.
But is it really a competition? It's not really.
Not to
because,
me.
Not to
Some
me
people
either.
take it
Because
way too
when
serious.
when
it's
the
a
audience
popularity
laughs,
contest at the end of the day.
yeah,
Like
I just
yeah, it's who you bring
I go
in.
for I want to get the good laughs.
that's
all.
it. If
Yeah.
you laugh when it's time to laugh, then
I'm
I've
happy.
won.
Yeah.
If you don't laugh, well, now I know I screwed
I
something
need to
up, and
work on this.
I'll fix that.
That's
So
right.
I win either way. It's not about win. In fact,
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
really won. You know this. I lost twice in 2 different competitions to Chancey, who sang about My Pussy Hurts,
Yeah.
which is a great song. But I'm like,
But it's
I
her
did
only
10 minutes.
Thing. Yeah. Yeah. No, dude. I feel you.
Well, so speaking about doing 10 minutes and like, what inspired you to do stand up? Like, I know you came from a military background. Was there anybody there that like kind of helped you, or what's the deal with that?
All right. Well, okay. So, I mean, there's a comedian who's very well known, but I'm not saying that he helped me get into comedy because he didn't. I always did theater and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, really, when I got into comedy, like the short part of that is I like to do theater. I did some storytelling events where
Same,
all my redneck jokes about growing up in Tennessee, that came from a storytelling event.
Yeah.
And that's what I used the first time, and it worked.
In high school, so yeah, I know exactly.
Yeah, I love theater. I love that. So now this is a theater show that I could do by myself. I don't need to rely on other people. However, I will say there are people who have inspired me, and I want to say you know this guy.
Well, now I want to know who the guy is that you worked under. I want to know who he is.
But if you Googled him, a lot of people don't know his name, and I don't know why, because he's been in everything from The Hangover, from Talladega Nights. I mean, he's been in a lot
Rob
of
Riggle.
stuff.
Yeah,
that guy.
yeah.
So I worked with Rob Riggle. He was a captain, and I was in the Army. I was an E6 at the time, staff sergeant. And I was assigned to the Joint Public Affairs Office. I worked for the Army, but he worked for the Marine Corps. And he was one of the bosses there. And I dealt with him every day. And so he's like, one day, I tell him, like, he's like, what do you want to do? Like, we went around the room. And they're like, what'd you do for the Army today? And I told him, what'd you do for the Navy? What'd you do for the Air Force? And then his next question was, what'd you do for yourself? And no one had ever asked me that.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Okay, see me after this. And then they kept going. Well, then I go see him, and he's like, hey, man, you got to have a plan. What is it you want to do? And I said, well, I think about being a pilot.
A porn star under the name Johnnie Sprinkle.
Yeah, this is way before that time. This was like 1999.
Yeah.
And we're working in New York, and he's like, no, you got to have a plan. I said, well, I thought about going to flight school. And so he's like, well, okay, fine. But do you really want to? He's like, anybody can do that. And it's true. Anybody can do that. Like, they sent fucking monkeys to space. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
It's everything else that sucks. So,
right.
And his story was...
Also, it takes balls to
like
do.
Corey's laughing right now. Like, he is like totally muted. He is not chiming in out of respect, and I love him for it.
Because never mind.
but
Yep.
So he helped me get my packet together to get into flight school and become an officer and all that. So I get to flight school here in Alabama. This was like 2000.
Rort fucker.
And suddenly I'm watching.
That's where I was born.
What's the redheaded dude's name? Conan O'Brien. I'm watching Conan
I was
O'Brien.
about to say Spud.
Yeah, it is Spud.
Oh, the writer for
but
The Simpsons?
not local like New York. So I'm watching Conan O'Brien, and this guy is a featured player on Conan O'Brien, and I just worked with him like a year before.
Yeah.
And when I was there, he was doing stand-up comedy and going to shows like, oh, hey, come check out my show. He was doing...
So you know what the listeners are going to say. They're going to say pics or it didn't happen.
You know what? And that's possible. But this was also 99, and most of us didn't have cell phones. So I don't
You
give
had
a
a disposable camera.
I don't give a fuck that there's pictures or not pictures. Because you know what? I've tried to contact this guy since he's been famous. He's been in The Hangover. He's been in so many movies.
Yeah.
I tried to contact him. No response. So I call my Marine friends who also worked for him, and they're like, yeah, we tried to contact him too. He's not talking to us. We think it's 'cause someone else is running his social media.
Yeah.
Which I buy. It's possible.
Yeah.
And plus, he's like super famous.
How did he blow up so damn fast?
I don't know, but I will say this, that the Marine Corps in New York City, they're hooked up.
Yeah.
I was friends with the Marines, and they were like, no, we have this placard. We can park anywhere in New York City, and we won't get ticketed. We would go to, like, the Yankee Stadium in midweek. If they had a game on, like, a Thursday, we could show up. As long as we were in uniform, they would let us in. We could park anywhere we wanted because we had a government plate with that placard that said Marine Corps.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, you can come in. You can sit in any seat. All we ask is that if someone says, that's my seat, sir, please move. And we're like, okay. We would sit right behind home plate, right at first base, and someone like, hey, that's my, okay. We'd move.
Rudy
We'd watch
Giuliani
a few
head ass.
and he was the mayor then. That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was the one kicking you out of your stolen seat.
But no, like, he helped me get into flight school. Like, him and another guy, Captain Kubler,
That's
Marine
cool.
Corps guy, they would, like, set up all these appointments. And so, like, ultimately, I may or may not have done what I did and became
Right.
where I'm at now, you know.
Well, it sounds like he was like saying some real shit to people instead.
No,
of
he
just-
was a great leader, dude. Like, I listen, he's funny.
he seems like a genuinely good dude. Like when you see
But
him.
you know what? I
Oh,
think that
yeah.
about a lot of the comedians that I meet. Like, we all make fun of shit and we laugh and we poke fun of people. But the reality is, you got a heart. You can sense empathy, or it wouldn't be funny when you don't sense it.
That's right.
So most of them are like really good people. And if you think about it, the best actors, as an actor, I'm just saying this, the best actors, Robin Williams,
Adam Sandler. in
Adam
dramas.
Sandler,
Yeah.
they are amazing actors when you put them in a dramatic role.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've just been fascinated. Comedy's the hardest thing to do. It is the hardest thing to do,
So which
especially
one-
when you stand up there and you make a joke and it doesn't land like you thought it would. Like that's
Right.
humbling.
Yeah. So what do you think you're going to pursue more, comedy or acting?
Wow, that's a good question. I have an agent. I'm trying to do more acting. I would do more acting if the opportunity presents itself. But there's so many free open mics. I mean, I don't know how to answer that. Like, I can do open mics plenty of times and try out new material.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
what I really want to do is, like, I got little things planned. Like, I'm going to Austin, Texas. I'm going to Nashville.
You gonna try to get on Kill Tony?
I want to be like, I want to show up. I want to
so
plan
mean.
ahead of time so that I can be like, oh, you have an open mic on this night, and go just try it. I want to try it somewhere other than here.
Yeah.
I want to make sure that my comedy is
Atlanta.
not local.
We need to talk about the
Let's
Laughing
go to
Skull
Atlanta, man.
Lounge.
Let's go
We
to
should all
Atlanta.
go.
We should go to Panama City.
We've talked about
I
this a
saw
lot.
those guys.
Yeah.
You'd kill. You'd have a good time.
We've talked about like collectively just going to shows to see who could get on.
We could
and
take
then
a
to
one
see-
car, dude.
Yeah. We've talked about that a lot.
Because if you got on or you got on, like I'd be like, yeah, fucking hey, I love this guy.
Yeah.
It would be great.
That'd be fun.
Well, so
I do want to do more shows.
yeah, and so
I
with
wanna
that
work
being
out
said, I think
material.
it's time to kind of wrap it up. But we will talk about upcoming shows. So you have the big show coming up in Enterprise on the
April 22nd at
April
at
22nd
Cisco's.
at Cisco's.
But on the 26th, Happy Times in Ozark.
That's
which
right.
I'm really happy about that because Ozark is like a community that they want this, man.
Oh,
we had such a
great
good.
crowd.
I did. I had such
We had a
good time.
very great crowd at the show, the first show at Happy Times. So
You weren't there
you've
for
already
that.
done one for Happy Times. No, I've been at
and
Harlow's, but
the
not
crowd
there.
was
Yeah,
great,
okay.
responsive, laughing. I mean, it was fun. It
Oh,
was a
good.
show. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
and-
great. Put me up first. I don't want to be last.
well,
Yeah, really.
so with that being said, I mean, so that's what you've got, or we all kind of have
Yeah, together.
queued up and scheduled. And anything else that you are a part of, send it to me, and we'll make sure that it's on the Dead Mom Club page, all the socials, and then also the Wiregrass.
Do you have any socials that you want to plug?
Johnnie Sprinkle.
You do have
at
the Johnnie Sprinkle.
JOHNNIE. Sprinkle with no S, which, by the way,
Yeah,
some
yeah.
places have put me as a
Bro, can we talk
Different
about
name.
your shirt for a second?
my shirt. Let's talk about. I want to talk about it. So
I never thought any. I always thought you were straight until I saw you in that shirt.
but he says this, but he doesn't know what that shirt is.
Yeah.
So in the Army, if you're in the Air Cavalry, which I was, when my name was given to me, you have what they call a party shirt, and underneath your tuxedo, it's not a tuxedo, but your uniform that looks like a tuxedo, your super dress uniform.
Yeah.
You wear a white shirt. Well, everyone changes the sleeves to a party dress.
yeah.
So I had that shirt made because of my fake name was given to me during the deployment.
Oh, okay.
And but here's the
I
thing.
feel like an asshole now.
No, don't feel like an asshole. I'm proud of it because I was so fucking fat. I've lost 40 pounds since September.
Hell yeah.
Just by not drinking IPAs, and I switched to some stuff around in my life.
Only
But I
eating
haven't been
dark
able to
chocolate.
fit in that shirt since 2007, and I finally was able to fit it. I'm like, I'm fucking wearing it. That's it.
That's awesome, man.
It was great.
I'm working on losing weight, but I'm not trying that hard.
Yeah, me either. Like I
I'm
tried.
not. I got a gallon of sweet tea over here. I've been drinking. Shout out
All
Zaxby's,
right.
give us some immunity.
Well, man, it's
But,
been a fun ass episode.
Yeah, it
I
was a good
appreciate
hang.
you guys
dude. It was
having
definitely
me,
a good hang.
dude.
I was a little apprehensive about this, that we wouldn't be able to chop it up
Oh,
as
no.
much, and it was
Also,
a
the
great
fact
hang.
that we're in a shed.
Yeah, I was nervous
We're a little-
that
he
you
was
were
nervous.
It won't sound like that. I swear they won't hear that. It sounds like they're in a fucking shed.
Yeah.
We talk about it a lot, but I was like, oh,
It's
shit,
really-
man.
Nicer than people probably imagine. They probably imagine us in a fucking like falling apart like
Trailer.
I
with,
don't
like,
know. I don't
half
know.
a
Like
roof.
when I hear your podcast, like you've been live at places. Like
Yeah,
you
we've
know,
recorded in
but
different
it's not
places.
like it doesn't sound any different. They won't know where you are. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
good. It's good.
Well,
Just
he
do
was
it.
afraid
I
that
was-
you were going to be like, what the fuck? We're in the shit.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was
he
more-
thinks I'm. Listen, and let me tell you, every time he fucking introduced him, he's like this veteran. I'm like, dude, I'm not all like. You're really setting me up for failure.
I say that shit if I've seen you before I've worked with you.
No, I love
so-
it. I love it. He does make me sound
Jason-
good, but like
Yeah.
personally, I'm like, fuck, you're really setting up the expectations, and I don't have it
and
right
that's
now.
kind of a flaw in me because I
It's
do.
not a flaw. I appreciate
mean, like
you.
Jason, I do that too. You, I do that too. Justin, I do that too.
Yeah.
And I try to kind of lay the expectations of the style, and I get a little ahead of myself when I'm really trying to put you guys over. You know.
No, it makes me feel
But-
good, but it scares me a little bit. Like right before you go on, you're like, fuck, they're expecting me to really deliver.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes you do, and sometimes you don't. Let's just be honest. Sometimes you don't.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you're like,
And sometimes Corey walks across the stage and he's right there like, dude, your time is fucking up. I'm like, sorry, bro, I'll get up. And thank you for your time, you know?
yeah. Well, thank you for your time, and we're going to say,
X gonna give it to you.
X gonna give it to you.
All right. Well,
All right.
thanks for having me. Have a good night.
All right, later.
Yeah. 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 Yo, get it twisted. This rap shit is mine. Mother X gon' give it to ya. Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to ya. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Go hard, getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make a motherfucker wonder if we did. Damn right, and I do it again. I am like someone got to win. Break bread with the enemy. No matter how many cats I break bread with, I break who you sending me. You motherfuckers never wanted nothing but your life saved. Bitch, and that's on a life day. I'm getting down, down. Like a nigga said, freeze. The whole be the one ending up on his knees. Bitch, please. If the only thing you cats did was came out to play, stay out my way. Motherfucker, gonna rock. You be gonna rock.